Okay, so now joining us is Mr. Ceesay, another successful businessman here in the Gambia, and we're just going to be asking him a few questions. Yeah, what had inspired him to come back to the Gambia, and why is it so important for him to be here in the Gambia to give back to his country? Yeah.
Well, thank you, Adrian. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are watching. Wherever you are watching, I am Modou Ceesay, originally from Serekunda, Dipakunda, originally also from the main Serekunda market. I left UK around 1993-94, came back to the Gambia 3 years ago. My main passion, why I really think it's necessary for me to leave my business in the UK and come back to the Gambia, is mainly to do with education. Education has been my passion, and I always believe the reason why my country, the Gambia, is having a lot of struggle and a lot of economic challenges is down to our education background is quite very poor. So at the end of the day, if at all you have a challenge in life, you always have to try to say what is going to be the solution. What am I going to do about it? So fortunately, myself and my wife, called Adrian, we started this big school program. So we have our own private school at Sukutanema from daycare up to grade 9. And we are also building from grade 10 up to grade 12. On top of that, we decided that before going to 10, 11, and 12, what is there that the pupils will do or the students will do when they finish grade 12? Unfortunately, there is not much to be done as far as Gambia is concerned. We got a lot of dropouts, we got a lot of people who finish grade 12, and there is not much for them to do. And this is how we came with the idea of trying to create a skill center. But my word, it has been one of those biggest challenges that we didn't imagine. It is quite very big because our focus on this skill center is we want the students 90% to be practical, and only 10% of what they're going to be doing is going to be theory. So for that, that means that we have to buy a lot of equipment. We have to invest in a lot of materials, because one has to ask oneself is, where are they going to get the materials from? Where are they going to get the equipment from? Because the students who are at BMIRA, that's the name of our school, they are going to those skill centers for free. We have already bought a bus from China that will be traveling, they will be traveling with from Sukutanema to the skill center at Kukujang Mariam. And eventually we will be encouraging some dropouts who haven't got any kind of certification to be coming to the skill center to also occupy or to be able to do some apprenticeship. That one also we know is going to be a challenge because we don't want to make it free. So we are hoping and planning for it to be a small token that they will have to pay, so that they can be very serious to be coming to be attending these different skills as far as the skill center is concerned. And there are lots of disciplines in this skill center, starting from welding and fabrication, auto mechanic and repairs. We're having modern farming that is going with irrigation. We're having modern poultry, and this poultry we're talking about from incubation, from layers, breeders, from producing the meat and packaging the meat and also selling the meat. That means that you have to be an entrepreneur. So they need to understand that it's not only producing the chicken, but you also have to be able to have a market, how to sell it. So these are the wide range of things we are doing, from catering to hospitality, fashion, and the tailoring. We're having all these things in one big unit, in this big place, which is nearly 170 meters by 150 meters. So it's been a big, big investment. It's a big challenge, but hence we decided that it is something as a legacy to us, between myself and my wife, to leave something in the Gambia that we think our children or the next generation can take it further and make it much better as far as Gambian education and skill is concerned.
Are you a criminal as well?
I don't know. Look, you might have any
Yes.
questions.
So, Mr. Ceesay, through all that you've been doing, are you get? Is it very tiring? You know, is it taking a lot of time from work? You know, what efforts are you having to make? Is it, you know, are you getting through with the different people that you're dealing with, or is that just a process?
It is very challenging, especially financially, because 99% of what we are doing is money from myself and my wife. So that means that if we want to rely on donors, if we want to rely on other aspects, we might not even move an inch. But yes, we are having support from friends who are overseas, from family, and from associations like COD, who are the Council of African Descendants. So we are trying, and all these groups are trying to make sure that this load will be a bit lighter on us. But the challenges are enormous, because we are starting everything from zero. Even the containers and the equipment that are coming from China have all to be funded by our very self. At times we do have support from government, but that is only if at all we want duty with. And that also is not straightforward. You have to go through a lot of ups and downs, ins and outs, but that goes with the trend.
Yes. So, Mr. Ceesay, if there's any people that can donate towards this school and skill center that you're doing, would you take any of their help? Would it be appreciated?
Yes, we will appreciate help, but whatever we do, we want to be transparent. With that transparency, we would rather the funding go through a court, because we want them to be able to assist and to know that where they put $1 or £1, what it is doing, so that they can also encourage other people to be able to contribute or to be able to donate. So we wouldn't like the money to come directly to us. It has to be channeled to those different organizations, and what we promise is what we're going to deliver, and that is, they will be satisfied that what we said is what we're going to do.
So, Mr. Ceesay, you're doing a very wonderful job and a very wonderful investment, but I know for sure that these kind of investment takes a lot of money. Are you discouraged at times because we understand that the investment is huge? Do you think that we can get a lot more people to help you to do this thing?
Well, look, if you see where I live with my wife and what we invest, you will see that we are crazy, because we are only living in a 2-bedroom house. That's where I live with my wife. Compared to the millions that we are investing, if you see the size of the skill center, the size and the nature of the school, you wouldn't believe that we will be living in that kind of house. But that is the sacrifice that we make. That is the decision that we took, that we want to concentrate as far as education is concerned. So at times in life, you cannot have it both ways. So you make your choice. So our choice is we want to concentrate and put our resources in this institution like the skill center and the school. So the beautiful house, hopefully, unfortunately, have to wait for a while. But it's been very challenging, and financially it's a really big challenge, because all the other small businesses that we have on this side, like my haulage company with the truck doing sand and gravel and hiring our building materials, all those monies will have to be coming and to be supporting the school and the skill center. This is how we are having some extra income coming in, so that this work can still carry on.
So, Mr. Ceesay, you attended a meeting today with quite a few other Gambian, diaspora Gambians, people that's been to the UK and we've worked there some of 20 years, 25 years. Tell me what kind of characters you met, and was you encouraged by the people you met today?
Well, today's been an eye-opener. It's been really unbelievable that you will have the amount of Gambians who are overseas, who are coming home wanting to do a lot. And unfortunately, tend not to even have any form of networking among ourselves. And to have somebody like Luke, to have this idea, this vision, to bring us Gambians together and with the diaspora, to be working together to see what we can do together and how we can help this community of ours is just amazing. So today I have met people who are doing so many different disciplines. That means that networking that we're going to do together, collaborate together, will create more employment. And more employment is a better standard of living as far as Gambia is concerned. So I cannot even thank you so much for making this a possibility. And somebody like me will make sure that these connections and these contacts will be something that will continue. I will introduce them with what I do. I will introduce them with other organizations that I deal with, because at the end of the day, it is something very, very progressive, and it will be productive.
I want to ask you, if it's all right with Adrian, about GamSafe. That's massive, huge, exciting thing that you're a part of bringing to the marketplace that will help investors coming into the country. They can feel assured, they can feel that they're not going to get robbed, they can feel that their finances are going to be in order. It's a complete change of program that something that you are a part of, called GamSafe, that you're you're helping to bring to people that want to invest $1 million, $2 million. They can be assured that nobody will be able to disturb their monies or anything. Can you just tell us a brief little bit about that?
Well, GamSafe is a necessity. We've seen a lot of diaspora, whether it is from the Caribbean, Western Europe, America, Canada, you name it, and the people are wanting to coming back to the Gambia. They really want to invest. And it's sad at times they don't even know where to begin. And at times, unfortunately, they get in contact with the wrong people. Some are robbed, some unfortunately are even killed, which is very sad to say in a small country like the Gambia. But we came with the idea that we have to create GamSafe. And what GamSafe will do is basically to give you solid advice, to do a very good background check. Whoever that you want to deal with, we will make it our business to go and find out who that person is. Because Gambia has been a country which is so small, you cannot hide. No matter who you are, if at all we do a little bit of background check, we don't know who your family is, that means that that person is not a Gambian. That is very straightforward. If at all the guy is having some bad record, we will inform you and tell you that that guy is not really safe to do business. Then you can make a decision what you really want to do. If you want to buy a home, you can see us, we can tell you whether that same home that you are buying, whether it is clean or not clean. So we can be doing a lot of service, but this service is also for us to be able to stand firm, to be able to help other people. It's a service that has to be paid for, because it cannot be free. It's not going to be a non-profit body, it's going to be a business. So you tell us what you want. If at all you have a home in the Gambia, and you have some white men there, and you are leaving and you want somebody else to look after it, we will also make it our business by going to look at your property, send you pictures to know that still now your buildings are there, to know that your container or whatever you left there, the arrangement you made with the gardener regarding cleaning the place is all actually happening. If at all it's not happening, through the pictures and the videos that we're sending you, you will actually see for yourself that the promise given to you wasn't fulfilled. So our range of what we want to do for the diaspora will be very wide, but because we are just starting something new, we have to try to just minimize it, to do one step at a time before we can actually accomplish everything that we think the diaspora may need whilst they are coming to Gambia or they are virtually planning to be in the Gambia.
So this is exciting news, because there are a lot of people that want to invest, but they don't feel the safety. So this is a game changer.
Well, this is massive, because when it comes to investment, myself and the people surrounding Gambia are investors. So obviously there are certain things we have already done, trial and failure. So if you want to do the same thing, we'll advise you, tell you, well, don't even go that way, because we've already done it. So some other people have done it and it doesn't work. So we will tell you how it works locally in the Gambia, because I can give you an example like in UK, the fast pace that you are used to in the UK, if you come to the Gambia, you expect the same pace, ain't gonna work because we don't have that pace in the Gambia. So the 90 mile an hour, here it is about 30 kilometers. So obviously you have to a bit minimize your expectation and downgrade it a little bit because things don't go very quick that way in the Gambia. So this you have to explain, and we will explain to the investor that it's a slow pace. The moment you used to that slow pace before it take off speed, that is where the discipline comes, that you have to be very patient, that it will be a bit slow before you will get into the momentum that you want. So we will be here helping businesses, we will be here explaining to them the local culture also as far as business is concerned. Because everywhere you go in this world, they also have a business culture, and that you have to understand. And these are all things that we will try to help the investor, that this is how it works in the Gambia. Culturally, this is things that you have to do. Even though you don't want to do it, but it's part of the culture to make your job go a bit quicker and better.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ceesay. I don't know whether Adrian and Ryan's got any questions for you. I just wanted to be able to say, I also heard that you have some top solicitors involved, and you have some other parties and members and people involved that makes this transactions literally 100% safe. I wish this service was around when I first came. It would have been really beautiful, but we appreciate you informing us of what can happen now, and we will be talking to you about that more in the future. But maybe Adrian Ryan has some more questions to ask you. I don't know.
Yes, I will elaborate on a little bit things about the legal side of things. Because whatever we are doing, we want it to be very clean, we want it to be transparent. If we cannot help you, we will tell you point blank we can. For example, if you fall in love with somebody and something goes wrong, we cannot be matchmakers, we cannot help you. That is something private that we cannot do much about. But when it comes to certain other social things, like you want to set up a business, you want advice for the home that you want to buy, you've been scammed somewhere, you can come to us, we can see how we can help you. We already got lawyers who are on standby, who can give you legal, solid, good legal advice if at all you want to engage into whatever that you think is legal for you to get engaged in. If you fall into this nasty drug system, we are not interested because we cannot help you. That is not our portfolio. That is not something that we have any interest into whatsoever. If somebody is trying to give you a problem on like scamming you, we do have good contact with the police. We can also assure you that when we call them, we will provide what we need to provide, i.e. transport for them to move from A to B. All this costs money because sadly the reality is, if you have any kind of certain problems in the Gambia, the police are not equipped. They don't have the vehicles to move from A to B. So we have to, as an organization and as a business, try to make sure that those vehicles are provided when it's required. And all this costs money. So we have to make sure the service that we are giving you, you pay for it. And those are the resources that we are going to use to be able to buy and to pay these drivers who can take the police officer from, let's say, from Turntable to wherever in Manjai or wherever it is in Kartong. Because it costs money and it costs time. But the possibilities of us to be able to do something is huge. And we are here to try to make sure that anybody's experience coming to the Gambia will be a wonderful and a positive experience.
No, I think he pretty much said everything, and I don't have much more questions at this time. But I do think that if you really want to come to the Gambia, we will be able to assist you and make sure that whatever you're doing here, you get the right support. So thanks again, Mr. Ceesay, for sharing your experience with us. And as you can see, he made great sacrifice for his country. He even put himself, as he said, a small house. Now that's how important to him. What is important to him is to see his country rise and to help bring the youths up along. And that is it. Because we are at the age now that what else are we really looking for? We are apart from passing on our experience on to the younger generation. Because unfortunately, every generation blames the one before. But no one decided to break the ice and make the changes. So we're all about the changes now. So as Mr. Ceesay was saying, if you want to come to the Gambia, come. You know, we're going to make sure that we look after you. Don't panic, don't worry. We will take care of you when you get here. All right? So thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much.